Okay, let's take a quick look at installing a WordPress plugin. There's actually two ways to go about it. I'll show you both ways here. What we're looking at now is the back end of my WordPress website, my No Bull Marketing Reviews website. And what you want to do to install a new plugin is go down to your plugins section. Okay, click on it and click on Add New. Alright, what you're presented with here is actually the WordPress.org website. WordPress.org is a site with just thousands upon thousands of plugins, probably the premier site for finding plugins. What we're going to do is we're going to install a maintenance plugin here. So I'm just going to type in, I'm going to search up here, I'm going to search for maintenance. And WordPress will bring up all of the plugins having to do with maintenance. Now, what's actually going on here, what we're actually going to be doing is installing this plugin here. And what this does for you, there may be times on your website, there probably already have been, where you want to take your website offline for a few minutes or a little while you're doing some maintenance to it. And what this does is this throws up a screen on your website that any visitors will see that shows them that it's not, your website's not available right now because you're working on it and it'll be back soon. So we went to plugins. Whoops. We went to plugins. We went to add new. We came to here. We searched for maintenance, and I'm going to install this one right here. One thing I'll show you before I do that. If I click on this, you click on any of these, it's going to give you all the details about the plugin. One thing I like to look at is the star rating. It's got 3,700 5-star reviews. Tells me it's probably a pretty good thing to be using. You look through some of these others, and this is not not to disparage any others, but some of these others they're not quite as many reviews. Over and above the number of reviews, also look at the number of active installations. This particular one has 800,000 active installations. That's also an indication that people are finding this a very useful plugin to use. So in any case, in this, what you would do now is just click on Install Now. And depending on your your internet connection, this could take a few minutes to do. All right, now it's already installed, and it comes up with an Activate button. So you would just click the Activate. You have to install the plugin, and then you have to activate it to make it live on your website. Now what you're looking at now is the Coming Soon and Maintenance plugin that we just installed. This is the settings page for it, setting it up. I'm going to do this very quickly and very easily. You can disable it. You can enable a Coming Soon mode or enable a maintenance mode. I'm going to put my website in maintenance mode. You can put in a logo and everything if you want to. It comes pre-configured with a heading, okay? And this little thing here, which says, so basically what it'll tell us is getting ready. Something really cool is coming, but we need a little time to get it ready. Please check back soon. Okay, so I'm going to save all changes. And if we happen to go and look in our plugins page, our installed plugins, you are of course going to see that plugin is here now. Now to check to see that it's working, I'm going to go to an incognito window. And this allows me to come in to my website just as though I were an outside visitor. And as you can see, get ready, something really cool is coming soon. Okay? So we'll close it. I've got my logo in the background. I was doing a little experimenting earlier and put that in there, and it's just carried over. A cookie or something is still there, so it's still showing up. And then again, on this particular one, the way you would get to that settings page is by clicking on the settings here, and it takes you back to this page. Okay? Be aware that some plugins will actually have their own install themselves as a menu item over here. So sometimes if you're looking for a plugin and looking how to get to it and change the settings on it or whatever, that's how you would do it. In this case, I'm going to put it back to settings, and I'm going to disable that plugin, which disables the maintenance mode. Save all changes. And if I go back up here to take a look, there we go. Waiting on the site to come up now. There you are. I'm back to normal mode on my website. No maintenance page showing. Alright, so that's the first way to go about installing a plugin, is by going to Plugins and then Add New. Excuse me. What I'm going to do now is show you the other way to do it. I'm going to go to my installed plugins. Now, whenever you're taking a plugin out, you can deactivate a plugin. Okay, just deactivate it and it takes it out of service. It's no longer on your site and working. Whenever you actually want to get rid of a plugin, the best way is to deactivate it and then delete it. And I say the best way because you could go up to here, click on that, and pick your bulk actions, delete. That's not the way to do it. You should always deactivate it, or here, you should always deactivate it and then delete it. So I'm going to delete that now, and I'm going to show you the other way of installing a plugin. So sometimes you'll get a plugin, maybe from a software that you purchased or elsewhere, that doesn't always come from WordPress.org. Okay, so they offer you another way of installing a plugin. If you go to your plugins page, like we are here, this lists all my plugins. If you go up to the top, you see this Add New button here. If you click on that Add New button, it's going to bring up the same page, but then you can also click on the Upload plugin here. This is where you're going to upload a plugin that you have on your computer that you want to get from somewhere else. Okay? Bear with me just a moment. I've got to open, let's see, what I'm going to do is go down here and open up this directory, because this has got the plugin in it that I want. Get that out of the way for a minute. Put it over on my other screen. Bring this back up so you all can see what's going on. Okay, so you can choose the plugin from a location on your computer. Now, I could click on choose. I could go to that folder you just saw, find it in there, and click on it and bring it over. What I'm going to do is I've got my Finder window open over here, showing me the plugin on the other screen on the other side. You can open your Windows Explorer, or on a Mac you can open your Finder and locate it there. You can just take and click on it and drag it over, which is what I'm going to do now. And I find this is a lot easier, quicker than searching for it through Windows Explorer, through Finder. 6 of one, half a dozen of another, really, but drag it over and let it go. And then click Install Now. And this is going to install the plugin exactly like it did when we were finding it online on the WordPress.org. It's unpacking it. It's installing the plugin. And here, it tells you it was installed successfully. And just like you had before, you have to activate it. We'll go ahead and activate the plugin. And it brings us back to the same setup page that we were on before. We click Enable. Everything will be the same. We'll save changes. Go out and check it out in an incognito window. So I'm just like somebody coming in from the outside now. And boom, it's there. People cannot get into your website because you're busy working on it. The one thing I will say with this, obviously, is don't forget to take it down, to disable it. I did that once and found out my website had been offline for about 5 or 6 hours. I didn't realize it, so let's learn the hard way, and hopefully you won't have to. Save all those settings. And now if we visit our website, whoop, need to reload. Okay, now if we visit our website, it should be gone. Sometimes you have to, on this particular website, sometimes you have to do it a couple of times to get it to turn off. But in any case, that's installing a plugin on your website. And I'm going to go to my installed plugins. And inasmuch as I did not have this installed earlier, I'm going to leave it installed now because it's a very, very handy thing to have. You're probably already aware of it. It's a little bit outside the scope of this video, but this tells you have 16 active plugins. I have 1 inactive plugin, and if you have 1 inactive plugin, so anytime you deactivate a plugin that's currently active, it'll show up over here, so you can go back and get it and use it again later if you want to. Hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much.